Hey there, book people. I'm Dave. I got another book haul for you today. This one is really late getting uploaded or recorded and uploaded. To be honest with you, there's been kind of a dark cloud hanging over Castle Dave here for the last couple of weeks. But much like Canadian wildfires on a windy summer day in Michigan, that cloud has dispersed and it's time to get back into making some videos. And so I want to show you what I picked up for May or in May of 2025. And I didn't do any online book shopping this month or this last month. Well, actually, I lied. I did buy one book from Amazon, but I'm not going to show that today because I'm using that as part of a special project or special video coming up later in the month. So I'll save that for then. But everything else that I bought that I'm going to show you today, I got at either thrift stores, a couple of library sales, and my local used bookstore. So I think there's some cool stuff here. I'm going to leave that for you to be the judge of, but I'm excited about a number of these things. Some of these are, it's like, okay, it's nice to have, but there's some that I'm really excited about. I mean, you know what I'm talking about when you're buying stuff. So let's get started with, let's start with the thrift store. So there's really only a couple of books I picked up at, only had one thrift shop visit. Try not to bump the mic and blow your eardrums out. And again, this is probably the least exciting of this stuff. Well, I don't know. We'll see. This is probably the least exciting of all the books, though. They were having a sale when I was there. It was like, their paperbacks are not the cheapest. It's generally like around $1.29 or something like that, a paperback. But they had a sale for buy 3 for 3. So I had 2 that I'd found that I wanted, and so I just grabbed this third one as a filler to get that little bit of discount. And that is Clive Cussler's Dark Vector by Graham Brown. Is that it? Graham Brown? Yep. I've read a couple of Clive Cussler books years and years and years ago, but since you see them everywhere, and there's like 37 or so million of them out there now, and I'm not talking copies, I'm talking individual books, it seems like. I kind of got turned off on it, but I saw this, figured I'd give it a try. Now, this says it's a novel from the Numa Files. I think this is like the 19th book in the series or something. I'm not sure if this can be read out of order or not. I'm not going to worry about it too much. We'll just see. When I get to it, I get to it. So that was probably like the least exciting find. Now, this was kind of interesting. It's an author I've never heard of, a publisher I've never heard of, and a series I've never heard of. And this is Wolf Night by Nicholas Freeling. It's a Henry Castang suspense novel. Yeah, I don't know anything about this. This came out in Vintage Books, I think is the name of it. Is it Vintage? Yeah, Vintage Books, 1983. Looks like it's just maybe a hard-boiled. I'm not sure. But the cover drew me in, and the title, of course, as well. So give it a shot. Can't remember exactly where this fits in. I looked it up. It's like maybe in the 6th in the series or something like that. I think this one might be a series that I have to read in order. I don't know. You tell me if you've ever heard of that series. Now, this next one I was really excited to find at a thrift store. And again, it's really, you go years, it seems like, on a dry spell when it comes to horror novels at the thrift store. Now it's been, within the last 3 months, I found 2. So that's, I think, a huge improvement for me anyway. And this is Moonwalker by Rick Hautala, something like that. I've got one other book of his, Moon Death, I think it is, which I have not read yet. But, I know it's a horror novel. It's got moon in the title. So I'm sold. When did this is a Zebra horror paperback. It's got some tape on it, and it's you can tell it's just kind of ratty, but it's a thrift store buy for $1, so I'm willing to pay that. 1989. So yeah, if you've read anything by whatever, let me know. And that was it for the thrift store. Yeah, I know it was not an exciting haul from the thrift store, but next up, 2 library sales I went to in May. One was in the town city I grew up in, right just on the border of Detroit, and then another one was a little bit further back here towards where we are now. And I don't remember exactly which sale I got which book from, so we're just going to go through them. and the stack is too big for me to pick up, so we'll just go through them one by one as I lean over. And this first one, this looks pretty cool. I'm kind of excited about this one, but, well, you'll see in a minute. So this is Wingman Target Point Zero by Mark Maloney. And this is number 12 in that Wingman series, which I'm assuming has to be read in order. This is, doesn't, you know, it sort of looks like military fiction, but this is post-apocalyptic fiction. So very excited about finding this. I will definitely have to look for the first book in the series. When did this come out? This particular one was in 1996. I'm not sure when the series started. Figure if it's 12 books in, it was probably late 80s. I don't know. If any of you out there have read this, let me know what you thought about it. Set that over there so I don't knock it over. This one I just picked up because of, I don't know. Really don't know. This is The White Regiment by John Dalmas, science fiction. This is a sequel to The Regiment, which I'm not sure when that came out. This is a Baen book that came out in, I want to say, 1990. It's kind of got this, well, there we go. It's got this wraparound cover, which is pretty cool. I really dig this artwork. Well, at least the back half of it. The front, you know, I don't know. I'm not entirely sold on that. Who was the artist on this? Is it going to say? I don't remember if Baen says. Yeah, David Mattingly. Don't know that guy. Anyway, White Regiment. New sci-fi series I got to get added to the list. Speaking of which, here's another sci-fi alternate history, I guess you'd call it. This is, I think, the third book. No. Yes, this is the third book. I have out of order here. This is the third book in that series. This is 1634, The Galileo Affair by Eric Flint and Andrew Dennis. This is also a Baen book. And yeah, I really don't know much about this. It's the 1630s series, I think it's called. And there is a ton of books in this series as well. And it deals with, you know, a different kind of world than, well, alternate history. You know how it goes. When did this come out? This was later. This was in 2004. So this is kind of a relatively contemporary book. But I don't know. It's kind of a chunker. We'll see when I get to that. And then also in that same series, I think this is the 10th. I don't remember now. Anyway, this is just by Eric Flint. This is 1635, The Eastern Front. Again, in that same series, Baen books. I think this was 2010. Yeah, 2010. Which, you know, I don't know. It seems pretty interesting. I don't know how interesting it is in reality, and we'll just have to see how it goes. If you've read it, let me know. Definitely going back into the vintage world now. This is, I found a Doll Yellow Spine. Well, sort of a yellow spine. Or it used to be a yellow spine. This is Gordon R. Dixon's Ancient My Enemy. Now, this, and you can see that's kind of really faded. So this is, was it 160? 190. And I believe this was published in 74. This is a collection of Gordon Dixon's short stories, which I'm typically not a fan of short story collections, but it's Daw, so I have to do it. And these stories were originally published anywhere from 1951 to 1969. Here's the contents if you want to pause and take a look at that, what stories are in there. So yeah, no, I thought that was pretty, you know, cool. It's a Daw book. I have to get that, have to give it a shot. And I talked recently about a series that I was really excited about, but turned out to be so-so, and that was the Lost Regiment series about, you know, Civil War Union regiment that goes back in time. Well, sticking with that theme, this is the first book of the Destroyer Men series. This is called Into the Storm by Taylor Anderson. And oh, look what publisher that happens to be on. Yeah, so this basically takes the same concept going back in time, except it is a World War I destroyer. And yeah, this is sort of mixture of, I guess, the Lost Regiment and the Final Countdown. I don't know, seems kind of interesting. I have never read an actual time-traveling ship novel before, so why not? That would be one that I want to read sooner rather than later. Now this one I was excited about. It is not vintage. It is relatively modern. Let's see if I'll tell you when it came out before I tell you what it is. 2014. So yeah, I mean, we're just 11 years. Well, almost 11. So it was in October. So anyway, and this is Robert J. Mrazek's Valhalla. And what intrigued me about this is the first in a series, but what obviously the Norse axe caught my attention, and the name of the book, of course. But it's about an archaeological team that is looking to find a lost World War II bomber buried beneath the ice of Greenland. But instead, they basically find a Viking longship, and things dethaw, and chaos ensues. So I'm really excited about checking this out and seeing what it's all about. If you've read it, please let me know. Don't spoil it, but just let me know what you thought of it. So yeah, Valhalla, very interesting, at least on the surface. And then I've mentioned this before. I mean, long time ago, probably not recently, but I have a reading project. Well, it's more than a reading project. It's more of a multimedia project to go through the entire Star Trek universe from beginning to end chronologically. So I'm not starting with the original series. I'm starting with Enterprise and working my way through the TV series, the short stories, and the novels. I'm not getting into any of the animated series or the comic books or anything like that. But I'm still in the Enterprise era at this point. And so I caught a couple of different books that fit into that, which I'm not there yet in the list. I've still got a ways to go, but I'll hit these eventually. And the first one is Tower of Babel in the Rise of the Federation sub-series. Who is this by? Christopher L. Bennett. And that's some pretty cool artwork. I kind of dig that. I dig the purple colors on that. And this was published in probably 2015 or something like that. It's 2014. So that was an interesting find. And again, in that same sub-series, the Star Trek Enterprise Rise of the Federation, also by Christopher L. Bennett, is Live by the Code. And I can't remember which one of these comes first. Well, you know what? Let's look at the publishing date. I bet you that might have something to do with it. 2016. So this is probably the second one in the series. Well, not the second one in the series, but it comes after. Rambling, sorry. Lots of energy built up. Anyway, so yeah, Star Trek Enterprise books. Definitely looking forward to that. No, I don't do any of the Star Trek reading things over the summer. I just get to them when I get to them. Well, I get to them when I get to them in the order as an episode of the TV show breaks for a book, then I read the book. All right, so that was it at the library sales. How about we talk about what I got at the local bookstore here? Some really cool stuff here. Now, first up is Andrew J. Offutt's The Lady of the Snow Mist. And this is, well, what was this published on? It's an Ace Fantasy. This is the third book in the War of the Gods, or is it War of the Old Gods? War of the Gods on Earth series. Several years ago, I read the first one. I think it's called The Iron Lords or something like that. And I remember it being okay. I mean, with Andrew Offutt, to me, it's hit or miss. Some of his stuff I really enjoy. Some of his stuff I think is just, he's phoning it in. And I kind of got the feeling that I felt that way about the Iron Lords, but I honestly can't remember. So I saw this, picked it up. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to get the second book before I can get to this one, but yeah, I just thought I'd give it another try, revisit it again. Pretty decent artwork. I mean, that's not too bad. Who did this? Tom Kidd. It's all right. So, yep, that's Andrew Offutt. This one, this is a book by Daniel Ransom. Now, I have one of his on the shelf, but I haven't read it yet. It's a horror book. I don't believe it's a horror book. This is The Serpent's Kiss. This is more of a serial killer, stalker kind of novel. Maybe it's more of a Dean Koontz kind of horror book. I don't know. When did this come out? In 1992. And I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't read anything by him before. If you have, let me know. All right, this is kind of cool. So this is the first book in a men's adventure series. This is Deadly Reunion, the first in the Black Berets series by, was it Mike McCrae? Yeah, Mike McCrae. Vietnam vets back at it. Just think this is, I think I've seen maybe Eric over at Paperback Reader talk about this before, or at least show it before. I know I've seen it somewhere, but I can't remember where that was. definitely am excited about getting going on this one. And this was published in sometime in the 20th century. Oh, 1984. So peak Vietnam vet novel era. So looking forward to that one. Oh, I almost knocked the stack over. All right, here's a couple of related books. Years and years and years ago, God, I think I was 12 or 13, I read Hichi Rendezvous by Frederick Pohl, which of course is in the Hichi saga. And of course, it's not the beginning of it. I didn't know any better at the time. Science Fiction Book Club Book of the Month. The cover looked cool, so I got it, read it, and I remember enjoying it. I think again, so long ago, and I didn't keep notes on it. Some of you guys, I know you kept notes since you were like 2, but not me. So I want to get back to it. I want to eventually read Hichi Rendezvous again, but I'm going to start at the beginning this time. And to do that, I picked up the first book in the Hichi saga, which is Gateway. And this is a Del Rey copy, and it's a very, very cool cover right there. I really dig that ship there. Who is this by? I mean, you guys know, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to have to look. This came out in 1977, by the way. And Boris Vallejo. How the hell did I not know that? So usually it's the swords and the butts that, But anyway, looking forward to getting started on this when I can. And to follow that up, I also picked up the second book in the series, Beyond the Blue Event Horizon, which has far less spectacular artwork. And I will be surprised. And again, this is a Del Rey. I would be surprised if this is a Vallejo. Of course, I'm probably wrong. And you're all screaming at me. It came out in 1980, and it is uncredited? Huh. Yeah, I don't see... I'm not sure who this is by. I'll look it up in ISFDB later, I guess, and satisfy my own curiosity, but you all probably know. Anyway, so I'm excited about getting back to the Hichi saga. I picked up another Sam Durrell book by Edward S. Ahrens. This is Assignment Moon Girl. And so yeah, I picked this up. Obviously it's a Sam Durrell, so I need to get more of those. Moon is in the title, which I really dig. I'm sold. And also, on the cover, there's a dude in a white suit. So absolutely, I'm going to pick this one up. I think this was like number 26 in the series, something like that. 1967. And from what I remember from Nick and Jake and everybody else on the planet talking about these can probably be read out of order. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add this to the list. And when it comes up, which will be cool. And another series of books that you all have been talking about relentlessly for, 6, 7, 20 months has been the Brother Cadfael series by L.S. Peters. And I'm just, getting around to it now. I found the first in the series, Morbid Taste for Bones, which, Eames had done an episode on this, I believe. So I think everybody knows everything there is to know about that one. And then I also picked up the second book, One Corpse Too Many. Now, I have not read anything in the Brother Cadfael series. I have read a couple of books in the Justin De Quincey series by Sharon K. Penman. Is it Sharon K. Penman? I think. Anyway, the Justin De Quincey series, which is much similar, but Justin De Quincey is the Knight's Justiciar, I think. So he's kind of, not the Knight, the King's Justiciar. So he's a knight doing his thing in medieval England. And there's another one, Catherine Lavendure by Sharon Newman. That one is more, I think, similar in vein to this. Catherine Lavendure is a French nun, I think she is, or an abbess, perhaps, going around solving mysteries in the medieval world. So I've already got kind of somewhat of an exposure to this style of book, so I think I will definitely enjoy these two. And then, of course, you guys have said that you enjoyed them. Everybody, I think, who's read them has enjoyed them. All right, got another Daw, and I think this might have been a Yellow Spine. You tell me. This is Arthur H. Landis, Home to Avalon. And was that a Yellow Spine? I'm pretty sure it was, but it hasn't been for maybe 20 years or so. Yeah, this is part of their or his Camelot series. I think this is the fourth book. I have the first, the third, and now the fourth. I definitely will be looking for the second one because I need to start reading this. This is my next Sword and Planet project that I want to get through. Well, I call it a project, but it's actually just a series I want to read. Kind of a decent cover there. I'm not sure what that guy's got himself into, but let's see, when did this come out? 82, and cover is by Ken Kelly. So interested in that. Now I picked up a three of these are related. So recently I read, well, not recently, but a little while ago I read the first Long Arm adult Western series, and I thought that was okay. I wasn't as impressed by some of the others that I've read, but more recently, like last month, I read number 5, and I found that one much more enjoyable, much more interesting, and so I kind of in my mind came up with a new sort of project theme sort of thing I want to work on. So I picked up a few more Long Arms, and I got number 2, Long Arm on the Border, number 3, Long Arm and the Avenging Angels, which yeah, I don't know, Moses or whatever. Maybe that's supposed to be Brigham Young. I don't know. And then number 7, Long Arm and the High Graders, as opposed to the Low Graders. I'm not sure what that references, but I suppose I will find out eventually. But yeah, so excited about reading those. Oh yeah, this one I'm sure you all have heard about. It's The Crystal Cave by Mary Stewart. Now this is the first book in her Merlin saga and our Merlin series. I never read it. I've always heard about this, in fantasy circles, and it's just one of those books I never got around to. I don't know why. So I saw a copy of this, picked it up, and adding that to the list, and hopefully we'll get to that soon. I got another adult Western here. This is the first in the Slocum series by Jake Logan. This is Hanging Justice, and this is a Playboy Press edition. So yeah, excited about reading this. I've never read a Slocum book before, and looking forward to it. What else we got here? Oh yeah, here's another first in the series. This is The Warlord by Jason Frost. From what I understand, this is a post-apocalyptic series, and I think it says right on the back, California. Yeah, who talked about this? I think Eric again at Paperback Warrior talked about this series a little bit. So just happened to see it, and of course I'm going to grab it. So yeah, some post-apocalyptic fun. And for Jake, I'm not sure if you've got this one or not. I don't remember seeing it, but I don't remember seeing a lot of things. This is The Judas Mandela by Damian Broderick. It's a Timescape novel. And this is a series, if I believe correctly. Yeah, it's the second in the series. First is The Dreaming Dragons. This is the second. And interested in seeing what this is all about. I think this was a time travel. Yeah, it says on the back, from the chaotic close of the 20th century, she was hurled through time, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, time travel. I'm down for it. All right, finally, two more related books. Back in early summer 91, well, spring of 91, I picked up a book by Harold Coyle called Bright Star, and I remember reading that, and I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember too much about it because there's a few other things going on in my life at that time. So while I was at the bookstore, I found a copy of Bright Star, but of course this is the second in a series, the Sam Dixon series. I didn't know it at the time that I read it, had no clue, and so picked up Sword Point, which is the first in the series. Now again, Harold Coyle is kind of like your Clive Cussler. No, what the hell am I talking about? Not Clive Cussler, idiot. Tom Clancy. So it's kind of a techno-military thriller sort of thing, and future war kind of, not like science fiction future war, but like impending World War III kind of crap. And so I'm excited about giving this one a start, so I can get back and read Bright Star and remember what I enjoyed about that one. So. Yeah, cool stuff, huh? Maybe. I don't know. Let me know. That's all I got for you today, and or for the month of May. And yeah, like I said, a little late on this. I'm going to be a little late on the monthly wrap up again, and we'll see how things go after that. So I really appreciate your attention. I really, really, really enjoy the fact that you guys comment and give me your thoughts on some of these, and I like that interaction. So keep it up, guys. And until I talk to you again, I hope you stay well, and I'll be back soon.